There are going to be a lot of you out there in Valorant who simply aren't happy with the improvement that you're seeing right now and would like it to be a bit further ahead. I understand, I know the feeling, and I'm going to help you out today and give you some tips to stop it and help you actually improve. So be sure to drop a like on the video if it does help you out, and let's get straight on into it. Oh, and by the way, I do stream on Twitch. There's a link down below in the description if you want to come check it out. So the first main reason why you aren't actually improving and are just seeing that stagnant growth is you're actually targeting the wrong areas. This is probably the most common one that I see out there for a lot of players who are currently stuck in their rank. You might be putting in the work, putting in the time and effort to improve at the game and play the game, but you're simply not improving. If this sounds like you, then you're going to fall under this category. You're targeting the wrong area of improvement. A, you're not targeting your weaknesses, or B, you're just simply not targeting the right area at all. You may be even targeting something that is completely pointless, is going to help you improve by 1% when you could be improving by about 20% if you were to focus on a weakness or a main area. The best example that I can give you is way too many focus on having this insane lineup that is a 1% chance of them actually using and goes from across the entire map to the other side. They spend time practicing in a custom game only to use it in about 1 or 10 matches. It is completely pointless unless you are a very high skill cap in the game. The margin that separates rank players from one rank to another in the most common ranks, for example, is quite a big thing. But what separates the top tier players is a silver lineup like that. It's 1%, we get into the very finite details, but with what you're doing and you actually trying to improve yourself, don't focus on that. Instead of learning some crazy setup or some crazy random thing that's going to help you to improve in 1 of 10 gunfights, it's simply not useful. I'm not just targeting lineups or killjoy setups or whatever. I'm talking about, this one crucial detail or tip, this crazy secret tip that you can use in a gunfight that's going to win maybe 1 more gunfight out of the 20. In comparison, if you were to put more time into practicing your aim or simply learning how to counter strafe, for example, then this could go up by about 4 gunfights. If you do want to learn how to counter strafe, there is a card in the top right and it will help you out with that. Basically, what I'm saying is that the comparative difference to them is simply massive in terms of what can actually benefit you by a ton and what can benefit you by 1 gunfight or not too much. Now, the next part that I mentioned is you aren't targeting your weaknesses. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't always have to target your weaknesses because for some of them, you just have to play to your advantages in life and you have to use them to your advantage. But there are other weaknesses that are simply unavoidable and you're going to come into contact with them in every day. It's not something where you can simply avoid it during a ranked game. For example, you might be really bad on Sova but fantastic on Raze. Go ahead and play Raze and stay away from Sova. That is a weakness that you can avoid. On the other hand, if your aim isn't great at all and you are really struggling with the mechanics of the game, this is a problem that needs to be sorted out right away. It's something that cannot go unavoided because in every single round, in every single gunfight, you're going to be struggling because of your mechanics. So go ahead and pick which one it is. You should know by now that I've given you those examples, what weakness it actually goes in and whether you need to target it or not. And then you just go after that weakness and you start practicing it and you target a different area of your improvement. That's probably where you're going wrong. And it is really crucial to actually target these areas of weaknesses because if you don't, you're not going to be improving as much as you'd like to because when you target a weakness, you turn that into a strength. That's really when it gets good. The next section that we do have on why you might not be improving is you're not setting goals. It could simply be the case of you're just not tracking your goals and you're not tracking your improvement either, so you don't actually know how much you've improved by. You might have made great progress with your ranks in the past and you just haven't realized it, or you simply just aren't clocking it and writing it down. If you don't set a goal, then how are you going to know you're actually improving? Granted, there are other metrics that you can judge it by, but quite simply a goal is usually the best way, and if you want to track it over the long run, definitely go with the goals. Now, a great example of a goal, it doesn't always have to be hitting X rank, for example, hitting platinum, hitting diamond, hitting gold. Whatever that rank is, it doesn't always have to be that. It can be something such as practice aim lab twice a day for an entire week. It could be something as simple as that. Or it could be take out 100 bots in the range every single day for 2 weeks. If you want to set that as your goal, go ahead and do it. It can be actionable goals too, not just something that kind of is out of your control because, let's be honest here, the Valorant matchmaking system isn't the greatest and it's not the best for judging your real rank. So go ahead and write down 3 goals that you're looking to improve on and go ahead and complete them and then see if the improvement changes. You might notice your gameplay feeling a lot smoother, cleaner, or you simply might just be hitting the goals and you realize you're actually improving. It could be the case that you need to set goals in order to motivate you to improve or simply start the process of improving because you might not be already doing it. or you just might need to realize and wake up and see that you are actually improving. Hold up, wait a minute, you have hit the goal. And then the next section is you simply don't play the game enough, or you simply aren't actually practicing, so there's no reason for you to improve. So don't expect anything. If you aren't playing the game enough, which is actually me, because I don't play this game enough to be improving constantly because I don't have the time to. And quite frankly, playing Valorant doesn't make me the happiest person ever. I promise you, I don't rage. Either way, if you aren't playing the game enough or simply just aren't practicing your aiming or whatever the mechanics it might be that you're struggling with, if you're not actually doing that process of improvement, you have no reason to question why you aren't improving. One of the many ways to get better is to simply play the game more. I did an interview with a top tier Radiant player who's actually 14 years old, by the way. His #1 advice to anyone, guess what? It wasn't a secret tip or anything. Just play the game more. It's as simple as that, so go ahead and do it. Because quite frankly, if you aren't playing the game for a few hours every day, or, even putting some time into it and actually improving, by the way, you don't have to sink hours into the game. You can simply just hop on, play 45 minutes of deathmatch to improve at the game, then play one ranked game and hop off. Whatever time you play, you can still improve. It's one of them cases where how much time are you actually playing and what are you using that time with is the best advice I'd give you. Some people might only be able to play one game every single day. In that case, maybe it's best to use one day to simply practice and the next to play a ranked game, and so on and so forth. Because I will be honest with you, it's fantastic sinking hours into the game, and you will be improving quite quickly if you do that and you are, actually good at the game to some degree. If you find yourself doing that, you're going to improve. However, it doesn't mean you can't improve if you're not playing the game enough or simply just not putting hours into the game. You have to be very careful about how you use your time. Therefore, if you don't have enough time to play the game and you're not on the game too much, I'd recommend substituting a little bit of that time just for practicing or warming up or getting better aim so that you're using your time a bit more wisely. And granted, you're not going to be ranking up as quicker because you're not playing enough games to rank up that fast. However, you'll find yourself increasing that win percentage when you do play your games in the percentage that's going to be helping you to, actually win games and give a higher win-loss ratio. You'll be finding that that goes up just because of your improvement, and over the long run, you will rank up quicker. And anyone can hit any rank in Valorant, no matter their circumstance. If someone's done it before you, you can go ahead and do it yourself. So always remember that you can hit that rank, or you can hit that goal of being a pro player, whatever the rank is. Whatever the goal is, you can do it if someone's already done it in your circumstances. Remember that if you aren't improving at the game, you need to be setting goals for sure. You also need to make sure you're actually playing the game and also making the most use of your time. And also, what areas are you targeting? Are you targeting the areas you need to be, or simply just ones that aren't going to help? But I hope this has helped you, and be sure to drop a like on the video if it did, and subscribe for more tips and tricks videos. There's a card on the screen right now. It's going to be showing you that video of the 14-year-old Radiant player. Go watch it for some great advice, and I do stream on Twitch. There's a link down below. I'll catch you in the next one.